Okay, now let us understand about our data structure, alright, or you creating your own data structure. Say for example, if you do not want to use a list, or if you do not want to use a tuple, or if you do not want to use any other data structure which is built in, I would want to create my own data structure. Alright, so here we are. I need to create my own data structure. What kind of data structure do you want to create? If somebody asks me, let's say I want to create, say for example, for home automation, let me say I want to create a data structure which involves all the electrical appliances, which means I would like to use a bulb or a fan or an AC or something like that. So there are different parameters for each of them, right? But they all belong to one particular category. If I say a bulb, fan, data, AC, all of these, what are they? Can I say these are something like, you know, I can call them as home appliances, so something like that. Or I can say, yeah, home appliances or home essentials, home electrical essentials. So I can create my class of home electrical essentials, right? So instead of creating a very big name, let's just make it as home electricals. Okay, a class. For now, I just need to define a class exactly as it is. And so I want to create, so in this home electricals data structure will contain a bulb, it can contain a fan, so there are going to be, say for example, in class integer, for class integer, it was always just numbers which were contained by each of the objects, right? Here, when I'm going to create an object of this particular class that I've created that is home electricals, it is going to be an object like bulb, fan, and so on, alright? You're going to create something like that, okay? So if I just run this and I will call it as home electricals, you can just call it with that way, and I'm going to run this home electricals and pass, that's it. So it's running here, so you can see, over here we're going to start. I can create my object. That means of this particular class. I can create this object by saying ob1 is equal to of this particular class. That means home electricals. Okay, so home electricals and with a round bracket, ob1. Okay, so my ob1 is created. If I see my type of ob1, it will say class _ mean _ dot home electricals. Now if I do an ob1 dot, I want to give this object one different attributes. Okay, so I've created one object of this home electricals. Now that object will, of course, one of the objects of home electricals can be a bulb. Okay, of course that has a name, right? It is called as a bulb. But the object one that I've created, does it have a name? No. I need to associate along with this object one a name, what does it do? Things like that. So I can say ob1 dot name is equal to, I can call it as a bulb. Right? ob1 dot name can be called as a bulb. ob1 dot use, what does it use? Lighting up your room. Correct? ob1 dot use. You can also say, do you have a name for the bulb? Say you got a name for that object. You got the use of that object. You can also say ob1 dot price. Okay, the price of the bulb may be around. You can say another, $2. So I'll just put that 2. Okay, I won't put $1 out there, but I can just say 2. Enter. So ob1 dot price. So you can have a couple of things, which can be ob1 dot name, ob1 dot use, ob1 dot price, and so on. Okay, now if you want to see what is the name of the object one, it's a bulb. ob1 dot use, of course, ob1 dot price. Yeah, that's 2 rupees. Yeah, it's $2. Correct? So you have a couple of things like these, which you can think of. So you have created an object 1. You can create another object, let's say OB2. And since that object has to be created of the particular class that you have created, that is home electricals, you have created OB2. So your OB2 not name, this object will have a name associated with it. Let me call it as AC, right? Let's say OB2 not use cooling up your room, cooling up your temperature, right? Or let me say OB2 dot price can be $100, right? So you have a couple of things like this which you could think of. So nothing comes for $100, right? Much more than that. Okay. So, but anyways, forget it. So you have an OB2 dot, if I say what is my OB2 dot name, it's AC. What is my OB1 dot names? That's a bulb. What is my OB2 dot price? Object2 dot price, that's 100. So I have created my own data structure. I have created, it's not a list, it's my own data structure, home electricals. And this home electricals, I've created objects of my home electricals class by creating object 1, and the object 1 has a name, use, and price associated with that particular object. Right? So these are a few things that you can think of when you create your own data structure. Okay, because storing each of these in different variables, if I don't create a home electricals class, storing them in different variables is going to be a huge thing to do all the time. You always need to think about using classes and objects. That's the best way of going about with things like that. Right? Especially when you have a couple of things out there. Now, let's say I want to, use this, but now comes a question, sir, where exactly are these things getting stored? Like the names, use, and the price, which are connected with OB1. Where are they getting stored exactly? Each of the objects have something associated with them. Each of the objects have, as you can see, when I write OB1 dot, it gives me those 3 things, name, price, and use. These are the 3 attributes of OB1. The attributes of OB1 are name, price, and use that has been defined. But it is actually stored for OB1. There is something called as our dictionary. Our dictionary is associated with every object. Our dictionary is associated with every object. So I can say OB1 dot underscore dict underscore. This is the dictionary which is associated with every object. Underscore dict underscore. Enter. Can you see this dictionary has these 3 things? Key value pair, that is price is 2, use is lighting up your room, name is bulb. Our dictionary which has all these things. That is why this is how it is getting stored. OB2 dot underscore dict underscore. This is how the attributes of each object are getting stored in the memory. Right? They are being stored as dictionaries. Hope is very clear about how objects are created and stuff like that. Right? Now, whenever an object is created, I want to create something like this. Instead of creating OB3, of course I want to create this home electricals. OB3 is equal to home electricals. But instead of just saying home electricals, I want to pass some parameters and create it at the time of creating the object itself. When I create the object, up till now I had not passed any parameters, right? I just created the object and then I gave some attributes for it directly. Now, when I create the object, I want to pass some parameters. Okay, let's say for example, OB3 is a fan, right? And let me say the use is cooling. And let me say the price is something like $20. Something like that. And what is the error? What does it say? Object takes no parameters, which means we need to redefine our class. We cannot just leave it as pass. We need to redefine our class if we need to pass a few parameters. Hope that is clearly understood. So now I need to redefine my class such that when this is passed, I'll be able to access it and do something with it, right? What can we do?